So this says that you have been given a sorted array. Now this array is sorted in strictly ascending order. So what you are supposed to do here is you are simply supposed to create a BST of smallest height. Create a BST of smallest height from this sorted array. For example, let's say the sorted array looks like 10, 15, 20, 37, 41, 97. So this sorted array doesn't mean that the order of elements to be inserted is like this, because if I insert the elements in this order, can you tell me what will be the height of the tree? It will be a completely skewed tree. Okay, can you tell me what will be the smallest height for this particular input? I am giving you the freedom of choosing any kind of order. Whatever order you want, you choose it on your own. It will be log n and it will be 3 basically. So basically you would want to say something like this. Let me take slightly different example that will showcase you better. So let's say I have something like this. Which node would you want to take for your root? Would you always want to take the middle one as your root? Yeah. Why? Because if you take mid one as your root, then equal number of elements will go to the right and equal number of elements will go to the left. This will ensure that the height is being shrunk. But if you pick the first node, then that is as good as saying that all the nodes are being sent to the right. So the right subtree will have a greater height. So every time what will you do? You will pick the middle element and create a root out of it, 21. And now remaining elements, since you have to create a BST, remaining elements must belong to your left subtree and these elements must belong to your right subtree. Now in the left subtree these many elements are there. Again you will pick the mid of them, okay, 15, okay, and then you will call for 10, you will call for 20, and similarly here you will pick its middle, 41, 37, 90. So here it was the number of elements was 7, so I got a perfect BST. In this case, can you tell me which element would you have picked as your middle element? Should it have been 20 or should it have been 37? You can pick any of them, it is not going to make a difference, okay? Why? Because if you pick this 20, you are saying that you want 2 nodes in left and 3 nodes in right. And if you pick this, you are saying 3 nodes in left and 2 nodes in right. So overall height will be the same. Structures will be different, but height will be the same. So let's say you pick 20. Now you will call in your left subtree for 10 and 15. Okay. And you will call in your right subtree for 37, 41 and 97. Out of these two, which one will you pick? Out of 10 and 15, which one will you pick? You can pick any. Doesn't make a difference. Okay. So let's say you pick 10. So 20 and then 10. And now in left you don't have anything, so it will be null. In right you just have 15, so it will be 15. Again here mid 37, 97. So this is how you can write your code and your job can be done. So tell me one thing, given a particular range, okay, of which you have to create a BST, how much time do you take to determine which value will be your node, which value will be your root? How much time do you take to do that? Just order one time. In order one time you can say that this will be my root, because you simply do low plus high by 2 and that mid thing will be your root. Okay, so you create a root out of it and then you call recursively in left part and you call recursively in right part. So can somebody tell the time complexity of this? Order n. Why order n? Because every node is being touched exactly once. You figure out mid in order one time and then call for the other nodes. Once you have touched a node, you do not touch it ever again. Okay, so let us try to understand. How do I write the code for this? So the code that I want to write for this can be thought of as construct BST code. Okay, and this will take this array. Can you tell me the other important parameters that I need to pass to this function apart from the array? You would want to pass the starting and ending index of the array, right? Because that would give you a sense of that, hey, this tree that you are constructing is to be constructed out of elements from index 0 to index 2 or elements from index 3 to index 5. Okay, so you'd pass I and j. Okay, and what should be the return type of it? Because it is supposed to create a tree and return the head of it, like it created a tree out of this and returned the head of it so that it can be linked to the left child. Okay, so the return type should be node star. Okay, tell me what should be the termination condition over here? Yeah, so whenever I is greater than j, see, you can terminate at leaf also, but certain times what will happen, I am going to tell you. Let's say you had I as 0 and j as 1. Okay, so what you are doing, you are figuring out mid. Okay, and this mid goes as root, and everything from I to mid minus 1 goes as left, and everything from mid plus 1 to goes as your right. Okay, don't you think sometimes it can happen, like in this case your mid is equal to 0, right? So what will be the set of indices that you will pass for your left subtree? When you have picked your mid as 0, what will be the set of indices that you will pass for your left subtree? Will it be 0, minus 1? Yes, no? Right? Yeah. So when you have just two elements, this kind of situation can happen. When you have just one element, then also this kind of situation can happen. So it's better to say that whenever I see that my I has become greater than j, that means you are talking about an empty array. Empty array means empty tree. So empty tree's root is null. So I need to return null as its root. Okay, so that it can be linked to the parents left or right, whatsoever it is. Okay, otherwise what I am supposed to do? Tell me. I should figure out mid. Okay, in how much time can I figure out my mid? It will be I plus j by 2, right? So your mid will be equal to I plus j by 2. Okay, and now what do you want to do? After figuring out this mid, you want to create a new node with the value array of mid. So you want to create this new node, node star n1. Okay, and let's say you created it, new node, and you passed the values to it. The values are array of mid, and you initialize the left and right pointers as null null each. Okay, and now you would say that n1 arrow left should be equal to what, and n1 arrow right should be equal to what? Can you tell me what should come over here? So your left subtree's root will be the value which your this function call will return, and right subtree's value will be the one which right function call will return. So you need to trigger those function calls. So you'd call construct BST on the array from I till m minus 1 and construct BST on the array from m plus 1 till j, and then eventually return m.